Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. So, today's lesson is going to be a very nice lesson. It's about cultural differences. As we said before on the live lesson, the meaning of cultural differences, we will know it as if I give examples. For example, if we say that in Saudi Arabia, when we have a guest who's coming by, first of all, we give them what? Arabic coffee and dates. Not all of us now in the nowadays, but most of us we do that. But maybe in other cultures they don't have that. So that's what cultural differences. Doesn't mean that I am or we are doing the right thing and they are doing the wrong thing. No, it means that we have cultural differences. They serve other things rather than coffee. Okay, so here we have questions. I need you to answer them just guessing whether you're going to choose A or B. Just guessing before you start reading. Now listen, please.
1. Reading.
They do it differently. We know what feels normal and right to do in our culture, but other cultures have customs and gestures that are different and they may seem strange to us. So, it's easy to misunderstand someone from a culture that is different from our own. Here are a few examples.
While I was in Saudi Arabia on a business trip, I was invited to a Saudi friend's house for lunch. It was the first time I had been to a Saudi house, and I was impressed by the spectacular decoration. At lunchtime, my friend, Ibrahim, showed me into the dining room, where I met his 4 sons. The boys were talking cheerfully about their day when a man came in the room, silently carrying a beautiful cup with something burning in it. I was curious about it. I was about to ask Ibrahim to tell me more about it when a wonderful smell interrupted my thoughts. Ibrahim explained that it is a custom in Saudi Arabia to burn bakur, a kind of scented wood, to create a pleasant atmosphere. It is also polite to use bakur when you have guests. John, Boston.
Okay, so this paragraph is about John experiencing being a guest in Saudi Arabia. So he said that when his friend showed him the dining room, a man was coming into the room silently. And the meaning of silently from the word silent, meaning without talking. Okay? Carrying a beautiful cup with something burning in it. I was curious about it. I was about to ask. So, did John ask Ibrahim or not? No, he didn't, but he was intended to ask him. He was about to ask him, but he didn't. So, why did they use Bakhur in Ibrahim's house? Because it's a custom and to create a pleasant atmosphere, as we all do when we have guests. How did John react when he first saw Bakhur burning? How did he react? He was curious about it and he was about to ask Ibrahim, what is this? Now, let's move on to the second paragraph.
I'm from Wisconsin, and when we meet someone for the first time, we usually shake hands. Well, I had a big surprise in Belgium. When I was introduced to my friend's brother, something occurred which made me feel uncomfortable. I said hi to him, extending my hand, and he came up to me and kissed me on the cheek. Not once, but 3 times, going from one cheek to the other. Of course, I went red and they started laughing at me. In Belgium, it's common to greet someone by kissing 3 times. Jack, Madison.
So this paragraph is about Jack his experience in Belgium. Okay, so what happens is that he extends his hand to shake it with his friend's brother, but something occurred. So something happened now which made him feel uncomfortable. What is this thing? Is that his friend's brother came up to him and kissed him on the cheek, not once but 3 times. I think we have the same thing in Saudi Arabia. Men and women, they greet each other by kissing on the cheek. whether it's 3 times or 2 times, we don't have a number. Okay, so why did Jack extend his hand? Because he wants to shake hands with his with his friend's brother. How did Jack feel when the man kissed him? So he made me feel uncomfortable. So what was his feeling? Is that he felt uncomfortable.
Last year, I was invited to Japan by my friend Daiki. On the second day of my visit, Daiki asked me if I wanted to go to his house for dinner, and of course I said yes. It was really enjoyable, but halfway through the night, I got something in my eye. So I tried to remove it with my finger. Daiki's brother saw me and he got really upset. I couldn't understand why, though. I asked Daiki why his brother was angry with me, and he told me that in Japan, when you pull the skin down under your eye, it shows that you find something boring. Later in the evening, I apologized to Daiki's brother and tried to clear up the misunderstanding, but I'm not sure he believed me. Peter, Miami.
So in this paragraph, it was in Japan, and Peter had an experience that he tried to remove something with his finger, but accidentally this thing that he has done means in Japan that he finds that this thing is boring. So he tried to clear up, which means he tried to explain to everyone the misunderstanding. Okay, so why did he had to pull the skin down under his eye? Because there was something and he had to remove it, take it away. What did Peter do after the misunderstanding? He cleared up the misunderstanding and he apologized for that. Okay, so today's lesson is very easy and it's very nice. I'm going to give you the exercise D as an electronic homework. So that's all for today. Have a nice day.